and proof of a Social Security number. So all in all, we're making the point that this is what we have to go through to move about freely in our own country when other people come in with little to no vetting process at all. You can find more reports on INFOWARS.com.
You know, Australia is a good example. Canada is a good example. The UK is a good example. Why? Because each of them had mass killings.
Somebody somewhere will comment and say, Obama politicized this issue. Well, this is something we should politicize.
I'm not going to carry a gun. I don't want to be involved in a gunfight.
If I could have gotten 51 votes in the Senate of the United States for an outright ban, picking up every one of them, Mr. and Mrs. America, turn them all in.
Go ahead. Make my day.
So the notion that gun laws don't work, it's not borne out by the evidence.
He says that Chicago police had a plan over this bloody 4th of July weekend. Nonetheless, as you indicated, Corey, there was a count of casualties that could have been from Afghanistan or Iraq.
We'll make it harder for law-abiding citizens, and criminals will still get their guns.
In many cases, the offenders, felons, some out on parole, some out on bond.
We have to respect the tradition in this country of people who want to defend themselves and their family from violence. There are people at high levels in this government who have bodyguards 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The average American does not have that.
Mayor Bloomberg, why can you defend yourself but not the majority of Americans? I mean, look at the team of security you got.
Every day, every school, at every level. One thing that I think is clear with young people and with adults as well is that we just have to be repetitive about this, and we need to do this every day of the week and just really brainwash people into thinking about guns in a vastly different way.
Was this the weapon of choice for a new kind of terrorist? When a 5-year-old girl said she and a classmate should shoot each other with bubbles, the school called it a terrorist threat.
AK-47s belong in the hands of soldiers, not in the hands of criminals.
You know, the right to bear arms is because that's the last form of defense against tyranny.
Lay down your arms, you damn rebels!
But we don't need the ability to arm ourselves against the Army or the police.
What kind of a situation in the U.S. would you see that happening?
I mean, we've got a lot of constitutionalists and a lot of people that stockpile weapons.
Discovered the clergy would help the government with potentially their biggest problem, us.
To say we're not turning our guns in, and we're not running, and we're not backing down. If you want them, come and take them.
Shane Steiner's involvement with InfoWarsLife.com truly happened in an organic way. I went to high school with Shane, his brother, knew his parents well, and he was visiting the office once, hadn't been to the office in years, and said, wow, I notice you're making and selling supplements. Do these really work? Because I've tried a lot of supplements as a workout enthusiast, and I really think most of them are hype. And I said, here, take some home, try it. Well, a few weeks later, he came in blown away and said, I want to buy 3 boxes of this stuff to give my friends and family. It's simply amazing. He said, why does it work so well? And I said, listen, go to InfoWarsLife.com, watch the informational videos with Dr. Group and others. They understand how it all works. I know that it works for me. That's all I understand. The science, the facts, the research, people's testimonials, they're all on InfoWarsLife.com. You can check it out for yourself.
I wanted to go to the gym. I wanted to push myself and work out harder, and that led to me being able to come out and do stuff like the barefooting and the surfing and stuff like that, which I've never done. I never would have done that 2 years ago.
Shane has said over and over again, more than just libido and energy, it made him want to get into the gym more. It made him want to get in better shape. And believe me, the Steiners have amazing genetics. His brother is a world champion steer wrestler. His dad, Bobby Steiner, is a famous world champion bull rider. They've got natural genetics. But when you added this to the mix, in Shane's own words, it took him to the next level. Shane noticed the mental clarity, Bobby was able to work out longer and gain muscle mass. He's already completely shredded. I gotta admit, for me, the biggest effect has been libido. Now, I've never claimed to have a body like some beach model, but back when I was 20, 22 years old and worked out every day, I looked great. But over the years, and being married, having 3 kids, and working 18 hours a day, I gained basically 100 pounds. And it's been a long process losing that weight in the last 4 years. But if you look at the photos and the videos of what I looked like 4 or 5 years ago versus today, the results are dramatic. I'd already cleaned up my diet, I was working out hard, but I'd only lost about 20 pounds. It was adding the other key ingredients from InfoWarsLife.com that helped me personally go to the next level and shed another 35 pounds.
This has actually made me feel so good that here lately, about a year ago, I started training jiu-jitsu, and that kind of led to doing some boxing and kickboxing. I mean, it's amazing that 2 years ago, I was on the couch and couldn't even tie my shoes, and now I'm training with MMA fighters and just doing stuff that I never thought that I would be doing ever again. So Super Male Vitality has allowed me to do some amazing things, and if it has those kind of effects for me, I know that it will do great things for you. So just try Super Male Vitality. I promise you, you'll love it.
And finally, let's look at Anthony Gucciardi, InfoWars.com reporter. He also works with Dr. Group and others, helping develop the newest, most cutting-edge, high-quality supplements. Let's take a look at what happened when he tried to barefoot ski for the first time with the Steiners. And remember, we're not making fun of him. He had the will to get in the arena, and he's lost more than 10 pounds in the last few years of fat and gained more than 10 pounds of muscle. And Anthony chalks it up to Super Male Vitality as well. Bottom line, folks, you want to discover the power of Super Male Vitality and Super Female Vitality for yourself by visiting InfoWarsLife.com today or by calling toll-free 888-253-3139.
Welcome back to the Alex Jones Show. Joining us now is Neil Fox, and he's our special guest. I want to let you listen for a moment to some of his music, and then we're going to talk about it. The Conspiracy Project. It's a rock opera, a musical, a multimedia event. Who knows? It's something very different. It's a different way to get the information out there to wake people up. And I'm talking to Neil Fox. Neil Fox has been in the jingle business for a very long time. He wrote music for tons of commercials, many major networks, the CBS Evening News, Dan Rather. He co-sponsored a couple of Killer Tomatoes movies. And he says after being offered a lot of money for a 3-minute song pitching cigarettes to kids by the company with a famous cartoon mascot, that was the straw that broke the camel's back. So joining us now is Neil Fox. Welcome, Neil.
Thank you. Good to be on. Thanks.
I enjoy your project here. And again, you know, we can look at the different ways to get information out to people. I've always said that documentaries, I think, are one of the best ways to wake people up. If they listen to the news on a daily basis, whether it's our radio show, whether it's our nightly news, we're telling them information that they can use, but we cannot always go back and provide the background, the foundation to get them to understand what they're hearing. And it's something that's very different than they're hearing from the mainstream press. So a documentary gives people the facts in a context. It tells a story, but it's still kind of didactic. So if you got something that's dramatic, that communicates with people on a visceral level. But the downside of that is that they always have a happy Hollywood ending. So it really just kind of turns into a revelation of method. So I really liked what you did, because what yours is, I guess, is really kind of a musical documentary. It's a bunch of songs about different topics, introducing those topics. And it's a very digestible way to get this. It gets to people viscerally, plus they also get the information. I really like the way you present that.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, we had a tough time while I was creating it, figuring out what to call it, because if we called it a musical documentary, people might think it was a documentary about musicals,
yeah,
or something to do with music. And it's not that at all. It's a very, I think it might be one of a kind. I'm not really sure. But when I enter it in film festivals, I put it under documentary. Sometimes they get it. Sometimes they go like, what the hell is this? And just turn it off.
Well, I like it because the music is really kind of front and center. And besides the DVD, there's the songs themselves. And like I said, I really like the lyrics. Like one of them, let me just read this. This is a very short lyrics. The plan. It's the final season since it all began. The night has come to take us with its master plan. Some of us won't make it. Some of us won't understand. But a hero's been growing in the common man. And you're totally awake. And it's a great project to wake other people up. And just like that that song we came in with, Three buildings, two planes. We really need to hammer that into people, you know? If you tell it to them enough times, if you sing it to them and kind of get that jingle in their head, then they might, three buildings, two planes.
Well, I was in the jingle business, as you know, for maybe 15, 20 years. I don't like to really think about it. But I kind of got zeroed into the whole mental the headspace of how do you get something across to people really, really fast and simple, especially if they're, the kind of people that only listen to sound bites, or they're kind of drugged up, or, just in a semi-hypnotic state due to television and, that kind of thing. And so I really wanted to make this product for the kind of people who we really need. We've been preaching to the choir probably 90% of the time. And we're not going to do anything unless we get more people involved in freedom, in the fight.
Yeah.
So I thought we needed an undercut, because a lot of people will watch a show like yours, and, if they're not ready for it, if they're kind of, half asleep, they'll hear one piece of information that they don't agree with or is a little too shocking, and they'll just run away. That'll be it. They'll turn off.
That's right. They won't look it up. They won't look it up.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And they'll just walk away going, oh, that's nuts, and I don't want to hear about it. Mm-hmm. I thought we needed an undercut, because we really need to get more people involved. And I thought the best way to do it is through entertainment, through music, through art, animation. I even have a little bit of dance at the end. Mm-hmm. Anything aesthetic, to get them to sit through it and actually listen to the message, and maybe by the end of it, walk away with a few seeds in their minds and saying, gee, I didn't know about that. Maybe I should look that up. Because if that's true, we better know about it.
Absolutely. I want to play several clips to give people a taste of it. And let's play another clip. This one is from Save Us. And it really kind of touches on the insanity of trading your liberty away, making yourself more of a slave in the hopes that somehow the government's going to keep you safe. Let's play that clip.
Fine day in a new and fertile land. A group of patriots were brave enough to take a stand. They put forth an idea that raised us to new heights. That the country serves man, and man has got his rights. Now 200 years have passed, and this freedom served them well. But the cancer never left. They devised a plan from hell. Just like a game of dominoes, falling to the ground. The only way to win, bring America down. We got the solutions to problems we create. We'll take the confusions and wipe them off your plate. You'd never believe that, you couldn't conceive that. From presidents down to clerks, just one of the perks. We get to control you, 'cause this is how the game works.
Great clip. Let's go back to Neil. I love that we've got the solutions for problems we create, and from presidents down to clerks, just one of the perks is we get to control you, because this is how the game works. That's exactly it.
Thanks. Yeah, that's one of my favorites. How the game works. That whole thing basically is about false flag, and hopefully that'll explain it to people who don't even know what a false flag is. Because the best way to stop the effectiveness of a false flag, as I'm sure you know, is tell people what it is. Then,
exactly.
There's no more knee-jerk.
Expose the magician's trick. You know, once you show the trick and you know how it works,